Roman Reigns unleashes a vicious attack on Brock Lesnar. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. The Beast Incarnate versus the Tribal Chief. A rivalry forged in brutality, defined by chaos, and reignited by vengeance. But no one was prepared for what happened on SmackDown. Roman Reigns didn't just return to finish a feud, he returned to destroy Brock Lesnar. This wasn't just an assault, it was a message. A declaration of war. SmackDown hype. SmackDown was supposed to be business as usual. The main event. Brock Lesnar vs. Solo Sikoa in a high-stakes matchup after weeks of mounting tension. Paul Heyman had done what he does best, manipulate, negotiate, and stir the pot. But he made one mistake. He forgot Roman Reigns was watching. Backstage, the energy was electric. The camera caught glimpses of Paul Heyman on the phone nervously whispering, "He's not here. I haven't heard from him in weeks." But when Lesnar made his entrance, steam rolling through the arena with that signature swagger, no one suspected what was coming. Main event setup. Solo Sikoa, the enforcer of the bloodline, stood tall in the ring. But something was off. Paul Heyman was missing. The commentary team noted his absence, but shrugged it off. Maybe he was planning something. Maybe he was afraid. Lesnar grinned. Solo stepped forward. The bell rang, and then all hell broke loose. Before they could even lock up, the arena lights dimmed. A cold silence washed over the crowd. And then, his music hit. The return. The thunderous roar echoed throughout the arena. Roman Reigns had returned. But this was no triumphant celebration. This was a storm. Reigns walked down the ramp, slow and methodical. His eyes locked on Lesnar with a venom that chilled the soul. He didn't acknowledge Solo. He didn't nod at the crowd. He came for blood. Lesnar turned, smirked, and welcomed the fight. But Reigns wasn't here for a fight. He was here for destruction. The first blow. Without warning, Roman Reigns sprinted into the ring and speared Lesnar out of his boots. The ring shook from the impact. The Beast was stunned. Solo backed off, unsure of what was happening. Then the Tribal Chief mounted Lesnar and began unleashing a relentless barrage of fists, each punch louder than the last. This wasn't a beatdown. This was a vendetta. Referees stormed the ring. Officials screamed. The crowd chanted, "Holy S***!" And Paul Heyman emerged from the ramp. Frozen. Mouth agape. He wasn't expecting this. Chair shot symphony. Roman rolled outside the ring, yanked a steel chair from under the apron, and returned like a hunter stalking prey. Lesnar tried to stand. Crack. The first chair shot echoed across the arena. Then a second. A third. Reigns didn't stop. Each blow was filled with fury, frustration, and years of pent-up rage. Security hit the ring, but Reigns dropped every one of them with chair shots. Solo just stood in the corner, unsure whether to intervene or observe. He looked at Paul Heyman, who simply whispered, "Let him finish it." Flashbacks and motivation. What drove Roman to this breaking point? It wasn't just WrestleMania losses. It wasn't just years of being called second best to Brock. It was betrayal. Heyman had whispered in Roman's ear about loyalty, and then sat beside Lesnar for months. Roman had been watching, waiting, planning. Flashbacks played of their brutal history. From WrestleMania 31's unfinished war, to Crown Jewel, to SummerSlam's last man standing match. Every battle left scars, but this night, this attack, would leave a permanent wound. Roman had said it once before, "I'm not the same guy you beat. I'm the guy who made you irrelevant." And now, he was here to prove it. F5 reversal. Lesnar, bloodied and dazed, staggered to his feet and delivered a desperate F5. Roman barely moved. Lesnar roared, lifting Roman again. But this time Roman landed on his feet, grabbed the chair, and wham! A crushing blow to the back of the head dropped the Beast cold. The Tribal Chief roared, "You think this is your yard?" Then Roman did the unthinkable. He locked Brock in the guillotine. Not just for seconds, for minutes. The choke. The crowd begged for someone to stop it. Referees pleaded. Officials threatened fines and suspension. But Roman's eyes were cold. Brock's hands went limp. His body collapsed. EMTs ran to ringside. Roman finally released the hold and stood over Brock's motionless body. The camera zoomed in on his face. Not satisfied, not emotional, just empty. He dropped to his knees, placed his hands over Brock's chest, and whispered, "Now you understand. Acknowledge me." Medical emergency. The broadcast cut to black as medics placed Brock on a stretcher. His condition: critical. Internal bleeding suspected. Possible concussion. WWE issued a statement moments later saying Lesnar had been transported to a local trauma center. Triple H was seen in a backstage altercation with Paul Heyman. "You let this happen. You lost control of your monster." Heyman's reply was hauntingly calm. "He's not a monster. He's a god now." Fallout and backlash. WWE fans erupted. Social media went nuclear. #Roman snaps trended worldwide. Some fans called it the greatest return segment in SmackDown history. Others called for Roman to be suspended or fired. But deep down, everyone knew this was personal. The next week, Raw opened with Triple H addressing the situation. "In my 30 years in this business, I have never seen a man as unhinged, as violent, as dangerous, as Roman Reigns was on SmackDown. Effective immediately, he is fined $1 million and suspended indefinitely, pending medical clearance of Brock Lesnar." But then the lights cut out, and Roman's music played. Confronting Triple H, Roman walked into the ring with the swagger of a warlord. He took a mic and said, "Triple H, you don't fine me. You don't suspend me. I built this empire, and I will burn it down if I have to." Triple H stood firm. "You're a danger to everyone, Roman." And Roman replied, "No, I'm the cure. Brock Lesnar was the disease." That line shook the foundation of the WWE Universe. The tribal chief had gone from hero to tyrant. Paul Heyman's choice. In the following weeks, Paul Heyman was forced to choose sides. Lesnar, hospitalized, broken. Reigns, powerful, unstable. In an emotional promo, Heyman admitted, "I created the beast, but I unleashed a monster I can't control." Roman appeared behind him and said, "You don't need to control me, wise man. You just need to obey." And for the first time, Heyman looked terrified. Brock's first words. 2 weeks later, footage aired of Brock Lesnar in a hospital bed. Bruised, jaw wired shut, stitches across his head. A reporter asked, "Do you have anything to say to Roman Reigns?" With difficulty, Brock whispered, "Tell him, I'm not done." And the war drums began to beat again. SummerSlam threat. Triple H made it official. SummerSlam. If Lesnar is medically cleared, it'll be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. No holds barred. The last chapter. Roman responded in a backstage segment. "No holds barred. I don't need a stipulation. I just need a reason. And Brock gave me one." Then he leaned into the camera. "You wanna end me? You better kill me first." Bloodline cracks. Meanwhile, tension grew within the bloodline. Solo Sikoa expressed concern. "This ain't about the family no more. This is about vengeance." Jimmy and Jey Uso stayed silent. Roman, once the protector of his family, had become its darkest shadow. Whispers spread. Was a mutiny coming? Final SmackDown before SummerSlam. On the final SmackDown before SummerSlam, Roman cut a promo that silenced the world. "I've conquered the ring. I've conquered the titles. Now, I conquer fear. Brock Lesnar was the last thing I feared. And I destroyed him. This isn't about glory. This is about legacy." And then he said it. At SummerSlam, the Beast dies. SummerSlam preview. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. No holds barred.